Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest installment of Corner House Chronicles. Ooh, that voice is so nice. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jason.
And I'm John.
How you doing?
We are the Corner House Chronicles crew.
Oh, we are.
And we're sitting in a toasty garage ready to bring you some more information. No, not information.
I don't know. Entertainment.
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 There we go.
There's a word. Here to entertain you all.
Something's entertaining you, so we'll keep doing it. Today is officially the day before the Super Bowl. I know you'll be listening to this after, so it's irrelevant. The Patriots won. Spoiler. It was the Eagles having the flu against the referees, and Tom Brady gets his ring.
Yeah. Everyone packed into Mall of America. Did no good for anybody.
Yeah.
Rode the roller coaster too many times. I'm sorry.
I saw in the news today, they had an outdoor slide that you were on, like an inner tube to go down, and then they had a zip line across the Mississippi River, which is frozen. Or not the whole thing's frozen, but parts of it or whatever.
The banks.
Yeah.
But isn't it like negative, 10, 20?
Yeah.
And you want a zip line?
No, I don't.
Doing 30, 40 miles an hour, whipping through that cold breeze, like, oh, God, my face.
Yeah. You paid all that money to go to the Super Bowl, and this is what you get to do.
And then you paid money to zip line.
I would hope it was free at this point. If you bought into the Super Bowl, like if you have a ticket,
Yeah.
I don't know. People thought it was bad when it was in Detroit or New York, but this is the game. At least is indoors, so once kickoff starts, everything should be good. But
so what can we do in Minnesota? Oh, try to stay warm. There you go. Good luck.
Don't get eaten by a bear or something while you're out there.
Don't you know?
Don't you know? Hey. We love you, Minnesota.
You're doing good things.
There's some not so good things too.
Yeah, that's true. That's everywhere.
Could be worse, right? They could be in Cleveland, where they're about to lose the logo that has been their baseball team for
Chief Wahoo.
How long now?
Forever?
Man, as long as we've been alive and following baseball. We even had little league teams around here called the Indians. Mm-hmm. We didn't have that little logo, but still.
Copyright infringement. But, beyond that.
What? Why? I don't understand it. The Redskins still keep their logo.
That's true. The Florida Seminoles.
Yeah.
Where Seminole Nation was actually, no, it brings,
we're
us
good with
in the
it.
limelight. So the more information you want to put on us, that's awesome. It's not degrading.
Do you think there's like some major Indian tribe near Cleveland that had a problem with it or something? Or
From
what?
the accounts that I have read, where they've quoted people, it's mainly you're not getting the first hand of it, but it's basically people saying there's some white people who are a little outraged.
Of course.
There could be actual Native American tribes who are not too fond of it, but I haven't really seen them weigh in on it.
Yeah.
Or at least
they got bigger issues to worry about.
Yeah.
But
those white folks at Starbucks are like, oh, that's racist.
It's so oppressive. I could just see the Indian tribes going, why don't we just put that face on something and sell it on our reservation for tourism or something? Why be upset about it?
I mean, if they are legitimately upset about it, understood.
Absolutely. Totally. But it's not going to end here.
No.
This is just the opening.
But when do they change the name of the team? Because the Indians, should be the Native Americans, but you can't use them, so what are they going to be? The Cleveland...
Might as well go with Browns.
Do you think they'll have a winning record?
Yeah. Better than the actual Cleveland Browns, yes. Yes. The poor football fans in Cleveland, they have it rough right now, but...
It's true.
They throw some money on the table, they could get Kirk Cousins. He's free now. He's not playing for the Redskins. But that's totally off subject. We're getting back to baseball. Let's get back to the Chief Wahoo thing, because this is really... I mean, Major League was a huge movie.
It was.
Growing up. Major League 2 was even...
Wasn't too bad.
Not so bad, but whatever.
Ones after that you don't really need to pay attention to.
Yeah. But just all of a sudden now we're going to just take the logo away. Bye-bye Wahoo. I wonder if... is Bob Uecker still alive?
I think so.
I wonder if anybody's talked to him if he's still alive. We should probably fact check that real quick.
I know he's good friends with Norm Macdonald, the comedian.
I wonder how he feels about it. Bob, how do you spell his last name? Yeah, dude, he's 83 years old. Born in 1935.
Wow.
He's got some famous quotes here. The way to catch a knuckleball is to wait until it stops rolling and then pick it up. I knew when my career was over. In 1965, my baseball card came out with no picture on it. Sporting good companies pay me to not endorse their products. Go Bob Uecker. He's got to have something to say about it.
So he
was in those movies.
He was. Just a bit outside. Chief Wahoo first made his appearance on the Indians uniform in 1948.
1948.
So 60 years.
That's how long you get, right? 60 years, and then somebody's got
70 years, sorry.
Or 70, yeah. Whoa. Math.
Yep, that will happen.
Yeah. So, to those of you in Cleveland.
Oh, okay. So the American Indian Movement of Ohio cheered the decision as another step in the right direction, but lamented that the move was being put off for a year. Okay.
So it's in litigation. They're trying to settle.
Well, maybe not. Well, they'll have to come up with a new logo, get it registered, get all the merchandise to stop printing, start printing the new stuff.
The old stuff, the value is just going to skyrocket for collectors.
Oh, probably.
Especially if you can get like a really popular jersey, which I can't think right now off the top of my head who they
the
have.
Best player in Cleveland history.
Yeah, couldn't tell you. But to those of you in Cleveland, cheers to Wahoo. We're with you. That'd be like getting rid of the old English
Ricky
D.
Vaughn.
Yeah, there you go. Wild Thing jerseys are going to sell out now. I bet when Charlie Sheen heard the news, he was like, yes, I'm going to make some money.
Hashtag winning.
Winning once again. The Tiger Blood is back.
Oh, man.
Chief Wahoo.
We hardly knew you.
The movement won. Another one bites the dust, man. I think the NFL is too powerful. That's why Washington won't change. They ain't going to buckle. And college football is probably too popular and makes too much money, so Florida State is safe.
Yeah.
There's got to be some other teams that I'm not thinking of.
Name it. They'll probably be offended by him soon.
So soon enough, somebody's going to be offended by it, absolutely. Well, still better than being in Minnesota.
Let's go ziplining.
Yeah, either way I look at it, we're here in Detroit. We're all right.
You know.
We might get a little snow, but we'll be good.
We'll deal with it.
All right. I would like to take a moment to report my homework assignment for the week.
Ooh.
We did another movie review, me and the wife. She chose this time, as I predicted. We had a list of a couple of movies.
Was it Expendables 2?
No, it was not. I gave her the option. I threw it on the table.
Yeah.
Literally, I picked the DVD up and I threw it on the table. And I was like, do you want to watch Expendables 2? And she just gave me that look like,
yeah.
You want to sleep on the couch? You know, that look. So we had a couple ideas and threw them around. We get on Netflix. And we decided on Masterminds, which is a comedy movie from a few years back. I can't remember exactly when, but it's got Zach Galifianakis and Owen Wilson, Jason Sudeikis, Kristen Wiig. It's based on a true story. Based on a true story about a man named David Gant who worked for an armored truck company. 2006?
16.
16, okay. Oh, wow. I thought it was older than that.
Oh, fairly recent.
Yeah. It was a good movie. I give it 2 thumbs up. Solid 7 out of 10. Very funny movie, especially if you're a Zach Galifianakis fan. That guy, he plays a lot of funny roles. The haircut in the movie kills me, man. And he's got this southern accent, and he's a real, I don't want to say like happy-go-lucky. It's a cheesy way of putting it, but real glass half full kind of attitude. And he gets tricked into robbing the company he works for. I think it's like $17 million or something. It's all cash. Like he closes and goes back in and fills a van full of money, opens the vault and takes every dollar bill.
Wow.
And there's actual footage of it. It's, like I said, true story. You can look it up. There's actual footage of him dancing in the warehouse as he's putting the money in the van.
I would too.
Yeah. So there's like 3 or 4 cameras in the warehouse, and he, smashes the cameras and pops the VHS tapes out of the VCRs, but he forgets about one of them.
Oh.
So that's how they know who did it.
Yeah.
Well, the people that tricked him into doing it convince him he needs to go to Mexico. So he goes down to Mexico with like $20,000, and he thinks, this is just like the bee's knees. He's living it up.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the people that tricked him are just
Taking the other.
counting the money and putting it away and buying big houses and doing this whole bit.
He's the fall guy, and he don't know it.
Yep, and he has no idea. And then just spoiler alert, he ends up finding out that he's the fall guy, and, things end up working out at the end. It's a pretty good movie. It's funny. I enjoyed it. The wife enjoyed it.
That's
So
always
it was,
beneficial.
yeah, right. It was way better than Expendables. That's for sure.
So from 1 to 10.
Solid 7.
7?
Solid 7
Oh,
movie. Yeah, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. We wanted to watch Fist Fight with Charlie Kelly and Ice Cube, where they're teachers.
The teachers.
Yeah, it was either that or what was the other one we talked about watching? The new National Lampoon's remake with Ed Helms and
Yes.
Christina Applegate.
I've
We were
seen
going to
that.
watch that too.
It's not bad.
Really? Okay. We might do that. Well, like I said, it wasn't on Netflix, so we'll have to give On Demand a shot and see if it's there.
It might be on demand.
And then the other one that we were going to do is Ted 2. So that might be the one we do next, just because.
I was kind of let down by Ted too.
Really?
It wasn't as good as the first one.
Okay.
I mean, it's not bad, but
Okay, well, maybe we'll go with Fist Fight. We'll find it some. I'll stop at the local video store or something and rent a copy. I don't do that Redbox thing.
it's weird. It is so weird.
Do you take the DVD back to the Redbox?
Any of them. It doesn't have to be the same one.
Really?
Yeah. You like.
Do people come and open the box and like take movies and shuffle them around?
Yeah,
or-
it's like a vending machine. Like they would come and refill with
Huh.
pop and candy or whatever. Every so often they refill it with new movies. Take out some old ones. It's a weird just to walk up and be like, okay.
Do you think Redbox was the idea for the gap between video stores
And Netflix.
and everything else that's coming after Netflix? Where we get to the point where obviously
non-streaming, like
you have voice
it's
activated
kind of like what
remotes now.
Netflix started as, where it would like deliver to your house.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh, we're just at the corner,
Yeah,
Stop
but they're
in.
at every corner.
every corner, gas stations,
Kroger, Meijer,
Walmart's, every
all
little,
of them have
yeah.
it. And I always see people at them. I'm just like, let's go to the video
It's
store.
really cheap. It's like $0.25 a day, something like that.
Oh, so yeah, that ain't bad, really.
No, it's really cheap,
But the convenience factor, I guess, is more.
and it's always right there where you're already stopping gas stations and
Yeah, but you
grocery
only
stores.
have 24 movies to choose from, as opposed to going to video store and you got.
Still, but it's like the top X amount of
Yeah.
current movies, and then some of the nostalgia movies. And
I don't know. Like I said, the voice activated remote now. You just tell your remote
weird,
what you want to
yeah.
watch, and it pulls it up on the TV. Like how long before
just think it.
the? Do you think movie theaters will ever go out?
They're going to take a hit, but the entertainment business is the only business that has done well throughout any depression or recession.
Yeah.
It's because it's the escape for the people.
Right.
So, yeah, they may take a hit and lose and go down, and some might close, but overall, the movie business will never really die.
No.
No, it's too big of a outlet for people.
I just mean the movie theater business. Like, do we get to a point where you just
Direct to DVD, or not even DVD,
right
but
to
like
your
streaming?
Yeah, right to your house. Like it premieres Friday. You can log on, and Friday, you pay $10 or $5 or whatever it costs, or it's your monthly. Like Netflix becomes the premiere.
I would like to say no, just because of how long it's been an institution. And the feeling of going to a theater and seeing a movie on a giant screen is
Yeah.
always like, yeah, I want to see that. But then you have to deal with the people and the obnoxiousness and
paying for food, snacks,
the
drinks.
outrageous prices,
Yeah. Now there's a bar at every movie theater now.
which I think was a good choice.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know, I could argue just out of like not real reasons, more just like I want it to stay a thing. We'll go to the movie theaters and that. But it makes more sense going straight to streaming, and it's more convenient. You can watch it on your phone, watch it on tablet, laptop, desktop. It's always right there.
You don't have to leave.
Just because technology is so readily available.
Like, do we get to a point in the future where the movie theater only shows old movies? You know, like you can only stream better new ones.
And then the old ones, like classics.
Yeah, which would be...
Like, for one weekend, they do Alien and Aliens, and then Alien 3. Like, yeah, I'll go see that.
Right. The end of July, it's Weekend at Bernie's.
Marathon.
And like, you're like, what are you doing this weekend? We're going to the movie theater.
What are you going to see? Yeah. Oh, they get the Mighty Ducks trilogy going. I'm going for it, dude. Conway.
I'm going to give me a knuckle puck.
Goldberg. Mm-hmm. No, I think they would do pretty good with that. I don't know if, like, every movie theater, if they started doing that, then it's just oversaturated.
Well, you figure by the time it gets to that point, there'll be a lot of movie theaters gone.
Yeah.
You won't have 2 or 3 in every city. You'll have one that people go to. It'll be, like old school social.
But then you'll still have, like, the, it's not foreign films, but, like, the not big...
indie films.
Yeah, the indie films. You'll have some sort of outlet for them. I don't see them going straight to streaming, and I think the hipster thing would be to show them at a movie theater at that point.
Yeah, like the Save the Theater program where they have to keep showing movies to get people to come. And we got to pay rent, so we're going to show...
But like, all right, if you had to choose one day in the future to see, say, Jurassic Park 8 or Jurassic World, whatever, like the 4th installment of the new franchise.
Right.
Or you can go watch all 3 Back to the Futures at a movie theater.
Me personally, I'd choose the Back to the Future movies. I'd rather go to the theater and watch them,
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know there's some theaters out there that do, like, once or twice a month, they'll throw, like, old movies out like that.
Yeah.
But if it was one movie theater where it consistently threw old movies out.
Yeah.
Actually, I think George R. R. Martin, Game of Thrones writer, he used some of his money to buy a movie theater in, I want to say Albuquerque, but I don't think that's right.
Don't quote you on that.
Don't quote me on Albuquerque, but it's somewhere out that way. And he watches like Casablanca, and he'll get like a lot of the old movies and just shows them stuff he wants to watch.
Yeah. That's sweet.
I thought it was a great idea.
Shit, I know there's a couple movie theaters around here that are vacant.
Yeah.
We throw some money together and buy a movie theater and just show older movies. We do like a Gremlins weekend, Nightmare on Elm Street. Think about October. The month of October.
Geez, all the slasher and horror movies you kill.
Every night just fill a theater.
Series.
You could do that in a
Hellraiser.
Day. That's a great idea. Trademark.
Patent pending.
Another CHC trademark. We're up to like 3 or 4 now.
We're doing great.
Yep.
Just off the top of our heads. Blah, blah, blah.
They come to us like a flash of lightning, and you're here to
be
a part of it. So if any of you have any hookups on like buying a movie theater or something,
or if you happen to own a movie theater,
you want to get in on this, we'll start a GoFundMe. We'll buy the local theater and we'll just show kick-ass old movies from the 80s like Universal Soldier and Commando and Over the Top.
Stallone weekend.
We should have a Stallone weekend.
Stop or my mom will shoot.
That's
Over the
finale. We'll do every Rocky movie. We'll even throw the Expendables in there.
Boom, boom,
That'd be like Sunday morning.
Yeah. Free ticket and free popcorn.
Free
just show up.
Yeah, we got to take pictures that day, so we want the seats full.
Oh, man.
I don't remember how we got to Expendables or movies. We were just rambling on there.
I think it did an offshoot of your homework.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
I remember.
It's funny. You get going.
In those little tangents.
Yeah.
They take you magical places.
Yep. So Masterminds, it was a good movie.
Just to round that up.
We're going to bring it all together for you. Masterminds was a good movie. If you haven't seen it yet, thumbs up. Welcome to February. We're almost there, man.
Fuck yeah.
A month and a half. Bring it on, dude. St. Patty's Day. We're springtime after that.
Pretty much.
Screw Punxsutawney Phil. I say that, it's probably snowing already.
Haven't looked out the window yet.
I know.
Badmouth me.
Son of a
That
bitch.
rat's got powers.
We spent a little bit of our pre-show trying to set up a subject to talk about. We were looking up any details on Mad Mike Hughes.
We could not find any updates on that guy.
Something happened.
He was supposed to light that candle today.
Today was the day where he was going to prove us all wrong. And
hopefully by the time you hear this, we've found something.
Something, man. Or maybe you found something and you can let us know.
Yeah, true.
Send
you
us
can either check out our Facebook and all those social media or drop us a line there saying, hey, check out what that crazy fucker did.
I know. Did he do it? I would have to think if he succeeded, it would have been.
Did he take the money and run?
Yeah, there you go. Maybe he did. He's hiding out in a bunker somewhere right now.
Make fun of me for not graduating 11th grade. I got your money, y'all.
He's already writing his book.
The world's most famous limo driver.
So we have nothing to report on Mad Mike Hughes,
We
unfortunately.
apologize, but it's not really our fault.
No, it's not. I got a feeling he pussed out. So if you're listening, Mike,
Thanks for nothing.
I know you let us down, dude. What's up?
Let us down flat.
You left us flat, man. Just like the earth.
How could it hold the water if it was round? Oh. What you got there?
I just cracked the seal on a fresh live wire from the
ROAK Brewing Company.
ROAK Brewing Company out of Royal Oak, Michigan. I've seen their stuff in the stores before, never picked up anything and tried it. It's a handcrafted IPA. There's not too much of a...
Oh, there's a paragraph there.
Oh, yeah, shit, there is. There's a whole paragraph. Well, I'm just going to tell you, it reads just like you expect it to read for a handcrafted IPA. You know what I mean? It's all the same stuff. It boasts a citrusy, fruity, and floral hop aroma that will light up the senses in a shockingly refreshing way.
That means grapefruit. It tastes like grapefruit.
See, yeah, it's not quite...
It's a fancy way of saying grapefruit.
Yeah, it's like not quite Jared's mom, but it's close.
I did enjoy the company name, ROAK. I mean, they're out of Royal Oak, Michigan, so the R from Royal and the Oak from Oak.
Yeah. It's catchy.
But also in Dutch, apparently ROAK means smoke.
Oh.
According to their website.
Okay.
So...
And they know a lot of people smoke when they drink.
So they're pretty fancy.
They got us.
It would go well with some Fruit Loops. That's all I'm going to say.
Fruit Loops.
Nice breakfast beer.
Are you replacing the milk with the beer?
You can. Life's
No,
about
I'm asking
options.
you.
Me?
Yeah, do you? Or do you have the bowl of cereal with milk and then you have the beer next to the bowl of cereal?
I can't really mix beer and milk.
Okay.
I'm not that kind of...
No.
I don't get down like that.
Do you like White Russians?
I don't think I've ever had one.
Me neither. They got milk in them. That's what throws me off.
You're not-
But I've had Bailey's in coffee, so it's
See, I've never done that either.
dangerously close to the same thing, I would assume. But
I just always assume you don't mix dairy with alcohol.
yeah, no.
For they
Most
don't
part,
mix
you
well.
don't. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't advise it, but I'm not an AM drinker. And I'm sure there's people out there that are. So
Yeah.
anybody
I've always
working
heard,
midnights would probably.
Yeah. Bloody Mary is where the way to go in the
Ugh.
Really?
I don't do them.
Yeah. You ever try them?
Yeah, they're all right. I'm not saying they're not good. I don't.
A little too
It's
much.
just not me. Yeah.
Fair enough.
All these craft beers we've tried since the show started, this is so out of my league, out of my comfort zone.
I know. I just go to the store and be like, yeah, you're from Michigan.
Yeah,
Give
it's
you
like
a shot.
throwing darts at a dartboard.
And then hope that we didn't do it already.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Got to get a list going so we remember.
The pictures helped that you posted on
Yeah.
our Instagram and our Facebook.
And our Facebook. I tried to cover as much as I could with those pictures.
And the Instagram is CHC_podcast.
Boom.
Check that out.
Hit us up, #CHC. Got to throw it in there.
That's true.
Yes. So Livewire, it's good beer.
It's not bad.
I'm enjoying it.
It's light. Goes down smooth.
After the first one.
After the first one.
The first one's the key. No, the first half of the first one is the key. Once you get past that, you're good. They've actually got quite a few different beers, too. When I used to work at a certain beer distribution center, they handled these guys. And it was in their beginning stages, too. Like before, we didn't even have the 6-pack carriers for a while, you know.
Ooh.
Yeah, because they couldn't print them quick enough because they were just... I feel like a lot of these local beer companies, they get a product and they just shove it out there. Boom.
Oh, yeah.
You know, get it out there as quick as possible. You hope to catch fire, and then you catch fire, and
then you got to catch up.
yeah, you have nothing. You're so backed up because your printing company's slow, or they got other business, or whatever the case may be. But it seems like they've caught up. It's been a couple of years. They're still here.
Yeah.
So
Doing okay.
yeah. Cheers to you, ROAK. We'll see you on the internet.
We appreciate your work.
Yeah. We'll be linking you on the old Twitter. The good thing about beer companies on Twitter, no politics.
Well,
Nah, for the most part,
For the
no
most part.
politics. And lately, Twitter has been nothing but memo gate.
it's a war zone
18.
out there.
Things, heads are rolling, bodies are dropping,
People
careers
lowering
are
her up.
ending. It's getting crazy. Now's a good time to be a lawyer in D.C.
Oh,
If
making
you were a
bank.
defense lawyer in D.C., now is the time to jack up your rates. For sure, dude. Because then people are going to clean up, just drag the case out as much as possible because they're going to get paid for it.
Oh, yeah. Retainer.
Yeah, because things are going to start happening real quick now that memo's out.
And all the things to follow.
And all the things to follow without getting too political, because this isn't really about whether you like our president or dislike our president, whether you voted for him or voted for her or didn't vote, whether you follow along or you don't. The whole thing is about
The shadiness of
civil
what's going
liberties
on.
and shadow government and just the steps that were taken and the people that were there to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And the ability for them
The
to,
powers they took in their own hands to do what they thought was right.
right, for money.
For money.
No doubt there was lots of money
Oh, yeah.
involved. But just the fact that they could get away with it and sit there with a smile on their face and how they sleep at night, and
It's scary.
yeah, we dodged a bullet, folks, whether you want to admit it or not.
But then it makes you think of all the other stuff that we don't know.
Exactly. Yeah,
And
but
we're just quietly content.
I'm kind of confident things are going to start coming out a little more now. So whether you want to know it or not, whether you want to believe it or not, whether you want to try and fight it or not,
Or you think it's a big deal or not.
yeah, things are going to start happening now.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. Just like when you do have a conversation with somebody in real life, not behind a keyboard, about politics, you have to keep reminding them, or at least I feel I have to, that nothing is what you think it is after 2016. Whatever you thought it was, it's different. Everything's going to be different now, So I keep reminding myself that as I learn more about both sides of the aisle, all the parties, all the situations, policies, this, that, and the other thing. Try to keep an open mind as much
Take
as
it all in.
possible. Yeah.
Because both sides are not telling the truth.
No, not
They're
at
not
all.
in the business of telling the truth.
No.
So you have to take in all the information you can, search for more information from middle of the road, anybody out there, and piece together what you think is the best answer. And not like, yes, robots and aliens and this, and yes, there's a lizard controlling everything. No, just common sense is not common. I understand that. But try to put some logic behind it.
Please. Anybody.
See where the dots connect and go, why
best you
would you
can.
do this? That doesn't make sense for the voters. Oh, you started off with a value of $270,000 and now you're a multimillionaire. Neat.
Certain things definitely don't add up
They don't.
in the political sphere. And I hate to use the word, but it's the only word I can use to describe it. The hypocrisy in all of it
Oh, yeah.
is just, it gets mind-numbing.
At what point did they stop caring that they're supposed to be a civil servant there for the people, not for their wallets?
Yeah. Not for their own pride or ego or however you want to, because a lot of those guys.
I'm a celebrity now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't get it.
John McCain.
I don't think I could be a politician. I'd feel bad.
I could be a politician. I just never get elected.
Yeah.
True. Again, though, things are different.
Things are different.
Things are different now. So, I watch all the talking heads on all the channels, and they say, "Well, all these, but he's Republican." I'm like, "Yeah, but that doesn't mean the same thing anymore to me."
That's true.
And I have to believe there's a lot of people that feel like that those Democrat and Republican
parties aren't what they were.
No, not
it's more
at all.
about the actual person.
Yeah.
And the groups they hang with.
Yeah.
And not like political groups, but what other politicians do they hang out with? And
you see that? Yeah, that's tricky for the average person because we don't know.
That's true.
What kind of circles they run in their private lives, but you can assume. You can kind of again put some pieces together, and I tell you one thing: sad to see Trey Gowdy go, and I hope he comes back in some kind of huge way.
I enjoyed how that man gave no cares.
Yeah.
And went by the facts and said what he wanted to say.
Yeah. We're looking forward to Trey Gowdy's next move. Well, I say we, but me personally, I'm looking forward to finding out what that dude's going to do next because I got a feeling it's going to be something major. It might not be right away.
No,
but
to take some time off.
Yeah, he's going to get into something for sure.
Heard an interesting thing the other day.
Yeah?
On the radio. They were commenting on Canadian radio stations that broadcast in French are no longer going to censor the word fuck.
No longer going to censor the word fuck.
In French broadcasting.
Do you happen to know how to say the word in French?
I do not. I'm not a linguist.
Okay. Do you think it means that there's obviously English going on this radio station?
Will it either be in French or English?
Yeah.
I would assume that it would have to be both if they say it in English or French.
Okay.
Because whereas English is the first language in Canada, French is right up next to it. And any signage has to be both in English and French.
English took over the number one language in Canada?
That's always been.
I thought it was... Really? I would have guessed French would have been.
French is close.
Yeah,
and I know
okay.
in Quebec itself, it's the leader.
Like Montreal, too, I think is huge
so.
French community.
But I know all throughout Canada, they have to post all signs like highway and all that stuff. Billboards have to be in English and French.
All right.
So I would assume it would be both.
So they can say the word fuck now.
Yeah. And I also read that the Sci-Fi Channel and the USA Network are also going to stop censoring the word fuck.
That should make for some good episodes of Law and Order SVU, right? I'm sure they use that word if they could, they'd use it in that show. Ooh, I wonder if wrestling will take advantage of that.
I was going to bring that up.
Because wrestling's on USA for Raw.
But I know they wanted the whole family-friendly mode.
True, yeah, there's a lot of kids in the crowd.
Yeah,
I didn't think about that. Probably a bad move. Although
but
Vince is on his way out, so who knows? Stephanie McMahon seems like the kind of person that might say the word more than anybody. So, all right. So, Canada
leading the league.
They got I'm not gonna say the word fuck, man. Let it go.
I mean, it doesn't really hold the same weight as it used to.
No, this isn't the 50s.
It is not the 50s. I mean, there are some people that would be offended by the word.
Absolutely.
But you hear it so much, which I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I mean, it takes away from the value of the obscenity.
I hear it out of my own mouth too much. So what I hear on TV it doesn't really matter.
It's not like you're going to run to the room like, rewind that.
Yeah.
What did they just say?
How dare they?
Yeah, you're like, he said fuck.
How dare they say that word?
But I think it's going to get outplayed on those some shows.
Like the writers for the shows are just going to start just abusing the fact that they can say it. And if you can say that, I mean, really, there might be 2 or 3 words above that you shouldn't say. But after that, you're just opening the door.
Pretty much.
Okay. USA, yeah, we'll see.
But how long until that offends somebody?
It won't take long.
It won't take long.
No, it won't take long at all. That'll be real quick. They won't. Somebody will be complaining about that right away. I guess it's FCC, right? They can do whatever they want.
They got their own rules.
Yeah.
They make the rules.
That's weird to me. Because like I know other countries overseas, like especially Europe and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I used to work at the airport, and we would get. Remember when FHM, I think, was the Maxim, the big magazines that were out for a while. Like their version over there was fully nude.
Really?
Oh yeah, we'd be cleaning airplanes that come back from England or wherever, you know, the UK, stuff like that, Germany. And we'd find these magazines. Like, you know, it was Maxim magazine, but you flip it open, there's boobs everywhere. It wasn't lingerie, it was fully nude.
Huh.
You know, and they print curse words in the articles, which I would assume they did here. But as far as the nudity, I'm like, holy shit, man! Hold on to a couple of these magazines; these are pretty cool. You know. And hell, this was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So who knows what's going on over there now, but
that is something you don't really think about too often. The rules in other areas, what they think, what the values they hold.
It's totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different. And hell, you can go to Mexico and it's different.
True.
You know, so, but yeah, it was weird. The first time I saw one of the magazines, like, God damn, chicks are naked, you know?
Thought this was the swimsuit edition.
Yeah, and you could hold the same magazine, the same Maxim magazine from here and there.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing different is there's no clothes on, which is weird because like we're in America, we're at a stage where Playboy is not even nude anymore.
That's what I've heard.
They don't do nudity anymore in Playboy.
It's all about the articles now.
It's all about the articles now. But like, I know that, you know, since Hef died, the company's up for sale and all the stuff's up for sale. So I don't think anybody's really like trying too hard. You know, it's just kind of waiting for the highest bid. But
see where it goes after that.
I saw something on the internet. This was back right when the whole Me Too movement and Harvey Weinstein and all that shit started breaking.
Yeah.
And it was right after Hefner died. And it was like, what if Hugh Hefner was the guardian to secrets? And as soon as Hef passed away, like the floodgates opened and all these guys are getting popped for, you know, abusing women and doing what they're doing. And
that is interesting.
It's such a crazy theory. It's so crazy to think about. You know, like, what if he was the key to that? Which, personally, I don't believe. But it's fun to think about. Just talking about Playboy. Which I have a whole collection of Playboy magazines that I've been holding on to. My grandfather used to get them. He was a lifelong member. And I've got this collection from like 88 to 04.
It's a lot of magazines.
There's a lot of magazines, and some of them have been selling for auction, like public auction online and stuff, for like a couple $1,000s.
Really?
Yeah. And I tried to sell these magazines about 7 years ago, and I couldn't find anybody to take them off my hands. Like Craigslist, nothing, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm glad I didn't now, because I think the value went up more now than any time. I just have to
especially
figure
ones
out,
if he's ever on the cover. Or...
Well, I got some good ones, like Anna Nicole Smith. The first time she was in Playboy, I got one of those. I got the issue with Donald Trump on the cover. I got that. That one's not for sale, folks. I'm sorry. You can buy every other issue I have, but that one stays with me because he's gonna autograph that someday, hopefully. But no, seriously, these magazines are selling on auction, and I'm like, man, I gotta find a way to sell these bad boys now. Strike while the iron's hot, you know.
It's true.
2 issues sold for $5,000 each out in Arizona.
That is crazy.
And I have those 2 issues.
Was there anything special about those 2? Like,
the one of them is Dan Aykroyd in the Coneheads get up with Pamela Anderson sitting on his lap.
Okay.
And then the other one is Jerry Seinfeld on a public payphone, but the payphone booth has all the chicks in it. It's like a Ladies of the Pac-10, or I think it's a college campus issue, but he's the main, you know, he's the cover in the interview. And both of those issues sold for like $5,000 each at auction.
That's crazy.
I know. And I have them, plus so many other ones, man.
How do you find the value of those? Like, I know there's people that collect pretty much everything out there, but how do you get to that like dollar value? That's outrageous.
I have no idea. No idea. When I first tried to sell these magazines, I went on Playboy.com, and I went through all the issues I had, and I looked up the back order price if you were to try and order them. Half of my collection was available, and it totaled about $1,500.
Okay.
The other half you can't order anymore. They don't make them.
Okay.
So I have to believe that value is a little bit higher.
True.
You know, for some of them.
Being out of print.
Yeah, some of them you wouldn't know. So, if anybody out there is listening and you're interested in collecting Playboy magazines, we can talk. Shoot us an email out. We'll get them mailed out to you, except the Donald Trump issue. That's the only one that stays.
As previously stated.
Yep, that's the only one that stays.
There's probably websites dedicated just for the trade of those.
I don't have the time to look it all up, or I probably would have sold them already. I can't.
That's just fascinating to me.
Yeah.
That makes me think like, all right, I know there's people out there that, collect Hot Wheels and all that other stuff. Spoons from other states.
Spoons, Hot Wheels are big.
Hot Wheels are crazy huge. People are crazy about that.
I'm into the little Pop Funko guys.
Yeah.
The characters.
Those are pretty cool.
I dig them just because they make, basically everything you can think of. They make a little figure for it, so it's pretty cool.
It's true. I'm actually looking forward to the Jurassic Park Ian Malcolm, where he's laying down.
Mm-hmm.
It's like some of that stuff's funny.
Comic books are still a huge thing. How long has that been? They're still very popular.
Comic books have been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
Not in the same fashion as they are now, but like used to be like back in the early, prior to World War II, there was no real rating on them. They could show murders, death, bad language, whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
And then they came up with a comic book code, Stanley and a couple other gentlemen, to pretty much say, like, all right, a lot of kids are starting to read these. We should tone it down, make it a little bit more child-friendly. And they slowly became the comic book heroes and superheroes. And
is there anybody bigger in that world than Stanley?
Right now, like alive?
At any time. Do you think he's surpassed anybody that might have came before him?
Bob Kane, the creator of Batman, was bigger than him for a chunk of time.
When he peaked or whatever?
Yeah. Siegel and Schuster, the two gentlemen who created Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Superman, a lot of people don't realize the impact he had when he came out. You've heard of Beatlemania?
Yeah.
Beatlemania wasn't even a drop in the bucket compared to the phenomenon that Superman was.
Really?
A guy dressed as Superman opened the World's Fair one year. And the World's Fair was like the biggest ticket in the world.
Yeah, that was the thing.
And a guy dressed as Superman was
No
the
kidding.
master of ceremonies. It was the biggest thing for years, like decades.
I kind of hope when we go to Comic-Con we see somebody dressed as Superman.
You usually do.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We'll get a picture with that dude like, hey, man, you're number one.
One year I seen one guy dressed as Peter Griffin. Just a fat guy in green pants and a shirt. Damn, was it close, too.
Was he doing the voice or anything? Or
He was doing like a shifty walk and like doing shifty eyes.
Yeah.
Just being funny. I never heard him talk, so.
Not once did he yell out, you know what grinds my gears? When he stands up, you're like, dude, you got your own gravitational pull.
Roundhouse. No, I never heard him talk. But you see some interesting and fun costumes there.
I can't wait. I'm so looking forward to it. That's how we ended last week's episode.
That is indeed.
And I've been thinking about it nonstop, just talking about going to Comic-Con. We're going to Autorama at the first weekend of March at Kobo is Autorama. And I looked up who's going to be there. There ain't too many. It's not like Comic-Con, you know. There's a handful, but it ain't nothing like that. But there is Roman Reigns, the wrestler.
Really?
Yeah, he's going to be there Saturday morning from like 10 a.m. to noon. So I told my kid, because he's really into wrestling, he got all jazzed up about it. So
that's pretty cool.
Dad, how long till Autorama? And he's WWE does a comic book.
Oh, really?
And, yeah, I kind of got him hooked on it. He's missed a couple issues, but we'll figure that out later. But he has an issue with Roman Reigns on the cover, and he pulled it out. He's like, Dad, this is what I'm going to have him sign right here. Like, cool, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're looking forward to it. Let's do this.
It's cool that he's excited about it.
So at least that Saturday for Autorama, we'll be down there early really early. I want to make sure I get there when the doors open so we can get in that line and get it over with. You know. But he has no idea about Comic-Con, so
that's cool.
Yeah, we'll keep that one a secret. Is there like aliens at Comic-Con? People dressed as aliens?
In the sci-fi world, yeah.
Okay.
So there'd be people from like the Star Wars and Star Trek and other sci-fi comic book fantasy stuff.
I've been digging a little deeper into aliens lately. Just wondering, like if I could see some cool ones dressed up, take some pictures or something.
Probably.
There's some fascinating things out there.
Indeed there are.
Yeah.
One year they had a dude dressed as a Wookiee, like Chewbacca.
Oh, okay.
But he was on stilts, kind of.
Whoa.
Or some sort of, I don't know, he was like 9 foot tall. It was creepy. He was just walking around. You're like, what the fuck is that?
Did he bang his head on every doorway? How'd he get through the doorways?
Well, I assume he put it on after he got inside. It's kind of like a gymnasium-style roof and that on the inside. But once you get through the doors, like they had Incredible Hulk made out of balloons. That was like 14 foot tall. Like somebody put some time into putting all those together. It looked all right. But now that you mentioned that aliens thing, it made me think of the story I read the other day about the Nazca lines. Don't know if you're aware of those.
The Nazca lines.
They're in Nazca, Peru. They're these like man-made dune kind of hills, but from a great distance in the air, they'll make like a rough image of like a creature or tree. Like there's one that's an ant. There's one
like constellations on the ground.
Kind of.
Okay.
But they're massive.
Okay. And they're like
a mile long.
Like dunes, you say, like it might be a Tremors situation where a giant creature went through the ground and the dirt's mound
up. Yeah, mounded, I think is a better term for that.
And so if you're up in like a plane or in a drone and you look down on these.
Yeah, you can see an image of like, oh, wow, that looks like an ant, or that looks like a monkey, or that's a tree. And there's like hundreds.
Okay.
All around.
In Peru.
Nazca, Peru.
Which is in South America.
Yes.
Okay. Central. No, South.
South.
South America. Okay.
And, but they're over 2,000 years old. No one knows why they were made.
Or how or anything.
Yeah, there's no...
How do they know they're 2,000 years old?
Because the indigenous people there of Nazca...
Okay.
That was their time frame.
Okay.
But the only way you can see it is from the air.
Yeah, so if you're on the ground, just like a bunch of hills.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a bunch of lines on the ground.
Right.
Like. But the story I read was some truck driver who ignored the, like, oh, this is like historic property. Don't drive on here.
The one-way sign.
Decided to drive through it. And there's like not too many roads around there. So he got off the road and started going over these little mounds. And it's like...
Okay, so now I wonder what it looks like from sky now. Is like,
well, I doubt the tire tracks probably messed it up that bad. But.
Right. Like, did he drive through the mound or was he on top of the mound? Just like trying to follow it,
There's a little picture there.
Oh, yeah, no shit. He plowed right through it.
Yeah. I mean, it just looks like he drove through dirt from the ground because you can't really see that much of it from the ground.
Okay, but this is interesting to me. So these mounds are here, right? They say they're 2,000 years old.
Over 2,000 years old.
Okay. So maybe the people made them 2,000 years ago and they're still here.
Yes, that is the...
Or they could be aliens?
Aliens, maybe?
Aliens, maybe?
Well, the question is, why would you make something that you can only see from the sky?
Right. Right, yeah, that seems... 2,000 years ago, it seems ridiculous.
Yes.
Like, absolutely, why... What would they... What reason would they have? Unless they were trying to signal... Which could have been gods in their eyes, right?
That's a monkey.
Yeah, that one looks just like a damn monkey.
Mm-hmm. And then they got...
Now, does it say like how many acres one of these pictures, like...
What kind of space they take up?
Yeah, like if you're on the ground, is it like the size of the city of Taylor or the size of the city of Detroit, or does it get that big, or what are we looking at here? 4 or 5 acres,
That's a very good question.
And how would these people have the wherewithal?
The largest figures are up to 370 meters long.
Oh, man.
Now we got
meters. You lost me there.
It's about 0.2 miles. About a quarter mile long.
That's not large at all. A quarter mile?
One of the lines.
Oh, yeah. No, I meant the whole...
Oh, the whole shebang?
Yeah, like the whole monkey. How big is the whole monkey when you're looking at it from the sky? Can they measure, like, does it cover, if one of the lines is a quarter mile? What
see, now this is saying the largest figures, whereas the other one said the largest lines. The largest figures are up to 370 meters or 1,200 feet long.
Oh, yeah, okay, so that's not that big at all. Really?
So, well, it's still pretty...
Oh, yeah, it's still
big.
pretty big. Yeah, no doubt. I'm not taking credit away from the indigenous people 2,000 years ago, because obviously they were onto something here.
They were doing it for a reason.
Or something else was doing it.
Boom, boom, boom. The designs of animals such as birds, fish, llamas, jaguars, and monkeys or human figures were seen. Other such designs included trees and flowers. Was it like trying to tell people that are not from here what is here? Hey, we got monkeys and trees and flowers and weird-ass llama. Watch out for that asshole. They spit.
What the hell would they build a llama picture for? Of all them animals you just named off, why a llama?
Well, I would assume they're indigenous to that area. They'd be like, hey, we got cows. Why the fuck would you show us a cow?
Welcome to Peru. Llamas.
They spit.
There's another animal. It's like a llama, right?
Alpaca.
That's what it is. Okay, yeah. My brain goes to emu, but that's ostrich.
Yeah,
right.
Well,
okay,
it's like an ostrich.
That's what I mean. Yeah, same family. Okay. Llamas. And then when I think of llama, I think of Napoleon Dynamite.
Tina,
come get the food. So some truck driver just takes it upon himself to just crash through this historical site.
Yes. He claimed ignorance.
Shocker.
And he was acquitted.
Really?
Let's see. They find him...
Dude, I bet he's an alien. That's why they let him go, because they're like, he's an alien, bro. Maybe he was trying to, like, rewrite the pattern of the picture,
I'm giving him a top hat.
Yeah.
He's a fancy duck.
Now it's a monkey with one hand. What?
And a monocle. So Peru's public ministry had sought 9 months of preemptive detention. So he's going to give him 9 months and a fine of 5,000 Peruvian sols. If I'm saying that right. The conversion rate is about $1,550 fine.
Shit, that's a hefty fine for driving through some dirt.
But he was released without penalty.
Oh, so he didn't get 9 months.
He didn't get anything. They were just like,
no fine or nothing.
Maybe next time don't drive on those.
When you see that sign that says don't enter, just make a right-hand turn or something.
Just how about we don't enter?
Yeah.
Stop at the gas station instead.
Dude, 6 weeks from now, that guy's going to vanish. And then 6 weeks after that, he's going to show back up and be like, guys, don't drive there. Don't do that. I'll pay you $2,000, not let me go this time.
I seen things, man.
Yeah. I would have rather spent 9 months in detention.
They'd be like, yeah, I didn't know I couldn't throw dynamite on Mount Rushmore. Sorry. I thought it was, a thing.
What, I just backed my truck up to the pyramid. I didn't mean to hit it. Shit. You know what? So you showed me these pictures, and it's kind of fascinating because I always wonder about Stonehenge.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that gets me. Like, who put these big-ass rocks in these positions, and they stand them up? This guy was telling me today at work about a place in Colorado.
Okay.
I don't want to say it's called like the Garden of Eden or the Garden of Gods, maybe is what it's called. But it's like a bunch of rocks, he said, like big, huge rocks or something. And they look like they belong in Arizona. They're like red in color or something.
Okay.
And I'm like, man, that's kind of close to home there, Colorado. Usually a lot of these other things like Stonehenge or, these lines that you're talking about, they happen in
Colorado Springs.
Colorado Springs, okay. But he was saying like it's just really odd. Like these rocks don't look like they belong there.
Well, it depends on what side of Colorado. Because once you get
I've never been there.
the
so
west side of the Rockies, more towards Utah,
yeah,
it starts looking more red rocks and those
like desert
buttes
area
and
and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you would see on like the Coyote and Roadrunner cartoons.
Okay. So it's possible somebody transported these rocks not too far.
It's possible that
Okay.
may be where they begin.
Okay.
Type of area.
Like a long time ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Where these rocks were was like what the west side. Okay.
Like that.
Oh shit, that's kind of wild.
Like Back to the Future 2. Or no, 3, where he goes in the Wild West.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of has that vibe to it.
Indians.
Calvary!
Mm-hmm.
A fucking bear! I'm talking
great.
about a lot of Back to the Future tonight.
Hey man, Back to the Future is a great movie. I don't care who you are.
This is true.
The first one was. I might argue that the second one was as good as the first one.
I can see that.
The second one was good.
Yeah. I enjoyed the third on its own.
Yeah.
Like, that's one you can see without having to see the other two.
Yeah. Well, are you a fan of Wild West, Westerns, stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I've always
They're
been
fun.
a fan of that history. Billy the Kid type shit, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah. I could see where people like us, if we're into that, would like Back to the Future 3. That's like in Rocky 5, though. It's kind of weird. I'm not comparing the two films. I'm just saying, you know, liking.
I would say Back to the Future 3 is
Oh, yeah.
far and away a better film than
yeah,
Rocky.
miles ahead.
Jesus
Yes.
Christ.
I'm not, like I said, I wasn't comparing the films. I'm just saying, you know, you like Back to the Future 1 and 2, and then 3 is like, all right. I see what they did there.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
They finished it like, that's good enough. Put it out there. That's what they did for Rocky 5.
Rocky 2, or yeah, Rocky 2. Back to the Future 2. There's a interesting theory that's attached about it. So the part where they're on Biff Tower, right at the top,
Yeah.
and Biff's about to shoot him,
Uh-huh.
and he just hops off.
Yeah.
The theory is, how did Doc Brown know that Marty was going to jump off that roof? The only way would be if Marty jumped off the roof and Doc wasn't there and he died. And then the next day, Doc read about it in the papers or seen it in the news, then took the time machine and went back and kept going back until finally he got it just right to where Marty landed on there and hit Biff with the door. Because how many
Right.
times did he miss Biff and Biff just shot him?
Yeah, or what if the first time Doc was circling around the building and he watched him fall?
Yep.
So he knew what to look for.
Because that's just too perfect that he just hopped off and Doc was right there with no backstory in the movie of like, meet me, I'm going to jump off the fucking roof.
Well, he's on the radio with him.
Not inside.
Yeah, when he goes up onto the roof, he's like, Doc, I'm on the roof. Isn't he? I thought he was on the radio.
He's running from the goons and that. I don't think he has
Yeah.
the radio then.
I thought when he got up to the roof, he had to. We're going to have to check this now.
Yeah.
But
it
I thought
was-
he had the radio, and he's like, Doc, and then the door opens, and Biff's there. And that's when he steps up on the ledge. He's got the radio in one hand.
I will go and watch
I
Back
think-
to the Future 2 and just to confirm this, but it's
He's got the book in the one hand and the radio in the other. I thought, no, maybe I'm wrong.
because when he jumps off, he doesn't have anything, I don't think.
No?
Because Biff was going to shoot him. He's like, 2 McFlys with the same gun.
Yeah.
Then he jumps off. He's like, I didn't have to shoot him.
And how long did they hover there, waiting for Biff to
walk.
wander over to the edge
How would they know?
before they hit
That's
the
the
door
thing.
open? So how many times did Doc Brown go back?
How many times did Marty die in that reality? How many times did Doc Brown go back to figure out the timing to save Marty? And then how many times did he do it to know how long it took Biff to walk to the edge so it'll be that close to where he could hit him with the door when it opened?
I would hope, for argument's sake, that because Doc Brown was smart enough to invent a time machine, that maybe he got it on like the third or fourth try. You know, like Marty didn't have to fall too many times before he got him. So that's what my hope is. I've never heard that theory.
I read about it a while back, but never
Yeah.
really put too much thought into it. I always thought it was kind of interesting.
Was it like a Reddit
Yeah.
hole or something? You
It was
jumped
a Reddit
in?
hole.
Okay. I find myself jumping more and more rabbit holes these days, so I get you.
They're just so prevalent.
You know what it is? People have way too much time on their hands.
This is true.
Like, I wonder, how the hell do people have this much? They obviously they don't have kids for one, or they're not married or something for two. But man, oh man,
There's another little tidbit about the Back to the Future things.
oh okay,
Thomas F. Wilson, the actor who played Biff,
okay,
he carries around business cards.
the original Biff,
Yeah, same
Okay.
dude that played all the Biffs,
yeah,
and
okay.
he carries around business cards. And anytime you meet him, if you met him, what would your questions be? I feel like, holy shit, you're the guy you're Biff from Back to the Future.
Yeah,
When you say
Okay.
that, he whips out one of those business cards and hands it to you, and it's just a list of answers like
yes,
Michael
I'm
J.
Biff.
Yeah, I played Biff. I had a really good time making those movies.
Right.
Michael J. Fox is a really nice guy, fun to work with, and it's all like the standard answers to like the top 10 questions you
sweet.
get asked. And you just, there you go, nice to meet you. And then people look at it and go, oh, that's pretty much everything I was gonna ask.
Oh, so can I get a picture? Is that the last answer? Yes, we can take a picture.
Probably.
That's pretty funny.
I mean, what other movies has he done?
Oh hell, I couldn't tell you.
I couldn't either.
No
I mean,
way.
I'm on his IMDb right now, and I still can't tell you because I haven't scrolled down that far. Troll Hunters. Yep. Yeah. Never.
Nothing.
Training Day, the TV show.
I don't know.
Workaholics. He was on The Ranch, apparently. You were a fan of that.
Does it say what character he played?
Maybe. Biff Tannen.
He just shows up on the ranch like, I went to the wrong time. Damn it.
McFly.
McFly. Hello, McFly. Who's your favorite character in the Back to the Future? The trilogy. All three
trilogy?
movies. Yep. Pick one character.
That's pretty tough.
Sometimes I like asking questions like this just to see what
Just
people
make people
say.
think.
You know?
Yeah.
Some people answer questions like that really quick.
They do.
Boom. Martin
I
McFly.
I like to put
you
some
know?
thought into it.
Doc Brown. Oh, that's too easy.
That is too easy.
My personal favorite was McFly's George McFly.
The dad.
Yeah.
He's definitely up there.
I was like, he was just so weird, you know, and
Yeah.
especially in the first part of Back to the Future 1 where he was still like the nerdy, you know,
kid.
laughing at the when they're watching TV. And
Yeah, the honeymooners.
yeah, and he's just in his own zone of just goofy and, you know.
I always liked the principal. He was always fun.
Oh, yeah.
You're a slacker.
You're a slacker, McFly.
Especially in the
Always a slacker.
the second one when he's
Just
on the
like your
porch with
father.
the flak
Yeah.
jacket and the shotgun. That's right, I'm a slacker.
It's my newspaper.
Oh, there's Crispin Glover, the kid or the guy that played George McFly in the first one.
That's his name.
Crispin, he's a creep. He is a weird dude.
He was in
I got some stories about that dude.
like personal? Like
I've never met him,
Oh,
but just
okay.
from stuff he's done that I've heard about.
He was in Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, he was the
Johnny
Jack.
Depp movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
So, in the first one, he worked with Zemeckis and the writers to refine the character and was never credited. So he sued him.
Really?
Yeah, and he won. But the suit got dragged out so long, it went into when they started filming the second one. He's not in the second one, except for the flashback scenes. So when they show when he's older, when they go to Marty's house, when Marty has kids
Yeah.
and that, and he's upside down in the thing.
Yep.
That's just a dude with prosthetics on his face.
That's not the real.
That's not Crispin Glover.
Oh, okay.
So he then sued him again for messing with his likeness.
Because they didn't let him do the role.
Because they made him look like him and sound like him.
Right.
Without his signing off on it. So
Did he win that one too?
He did.
Shit.
He made some money off that.
Probably paid him off real quick, like, just go away.
It took a while, but I do believe he got paid. There was another movie.
That he was in?
Yeah, he was the star of. It was with all the rats.
I feel like I've seen him in a bunch of things.
Oh, he pops up
You
here
know.
and there. I'm going to have to look it up.
He was in Hot Tub Time Machine.
He was the one-armed guy.
The doorman. Yeah, that was him. Okay.
That's a good movie.
I never saw the sequel.
You're not missing much.
No?
No.
I don't need to put it on my list?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, let me see that.
The first one was good, though.
Yeah, the first one was really good.
I thought it was very good.
Willard. There you go. 2003. It's a remake. It's about this, like, lonely, weird guy who has a pet rat.
Okay.
And he kind of communicates with him.
I think I remember this.
And slowly amasses a large collection of rats, like thousands, and they're all his friends, and he kind of tells them what to do, and they do, and he ends up, I think, killing people.
He's like the Rat King?
Pretty much.
Okay.
But he is a method actor, if you're familiar with that.
Loosely.
So, like, Robert De Niro is a method actor.
Gotcha.
So when he did Raging Bull,
Gotcha.
he started boxing for real.
He went into
When
the role.
supposedly he was like...
Johnny Depp would be a method actor.
Yes.
Then. Okay, there we go.
You live the role.
Gotcha.
So, Crispin Glover, like, when they yell cut, most actors are like, all right, I'm going to go get a sandwich and this and that. Method actors, when they yell cut, they're still that person.
Mm-hmm.
So, Crispin Glover would be like, they yell cut, and you got like 15 minutes before the next thing. He'd be like, oh, cool. And he'd go lay down in the pile of 1,000 rats and let them crawl over him and just be weird and talk to him. He wouldn't talk to other people. He would just talk
Real
to the
rats?
Real rats.
Oh.
And it even got to the point to where in his contract, in order to do the movie, one of the stipulations was he had to make a music video. So he chose Michael Jackson's song Ben, which Michael Jackson wrote about his pet mouse when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And he took it so far down the art field.
Just got
Like
creepy with it.
Arlie Emery.
Yeah.
He's in it. There's just so much just weird going on, and he's singing the song to the rat. So I think we'll be able to
Can we link that or something?
I think we
Yeah.
can link that.
Yeah, because I want to see that.
You will be so just go to YouTube and look up Ben
How old is it?
from 2003.
Oh, okay. So, okay. All right. I'm
15
thinking
years.
right on, but I'm picturing him in Back to the Future like that. You know what he looks like then.
Yeah, he hasn't really aged too much.
No, I guess not.
But yeah, it's
weird that
that's what he looked like in the movie.
Yeah,
he looks
just
pretty much the same.
yeah.
Similar haircut to George McFly.
Yeah.
But overall, getting back to the who's my favorite character
Mm-hmm.
in the Back to the Future series, I'm going to have to say the principal.
Yeah.
Just because all through the movies, he's the same. Well, him and his family lineage
Yeah.
have the same ideals.
Yep. Kind of like the Tannins.
Yeah.
Same, you know. I wasn't a fan of the grandpa Biff Tannen in the second one.
No?
I thought he was kind of weak. Like I'd picture him to be more of a like he was a hard ass with Biff 3 or whatever Griff
yeah.
Tannen. He was a hard ass with him, but he was a hard ass with him because he was trying to tell him what he was doing.
Yeah.
Whereas he should have just been a hard ass with everybody. He's
More salty and
Yeah.
like, fuck you. No
Right.
one cares about you.
especially after Marty McFly had punched him out
Yeah.
at the dance when he was the big shot. My favorite part of the movie though is when they find him at his house and the kids kick the ball over. He's like, "Oh, this ball right
and
here."
whips it up in the balcony.
Go get it.
What a dick.
Total dickhead, man. But he played it good. I can't believe that dude was on the ranch. I'm trying to think of who he could have been. That's one I'm going to have to look up because I can't think off the top of my head who he would have been. How I asked you who your favorite character was.
Yeah.
We posted a question similar. I'm a fan of that kind of what would you say type answer, and we posted a question on Facebook about a concert. If you had the ability to pick 5 bands from any time, and give them an hour and a half each, all in one concert, which bands would you pick? We had a couple of people answer. Some of them were good. Well, I say some of them. All 3 of them were good. There's only 3 of them, but I wanted to give my answer real quick because I put some thought into this. I was going to post it when other people did, but I really wanted to make sure I got this right.
And that's a tough lineup to make. Like, you have to put them in order?
Well, you would have an opening band, and then you would have a
that's
headlining
tough.
band, and then you would have 3 bands in between.
Okay.
Bands, acts, artists. That can be solo artists, whatever you want. I used it, like, in my head. I tried to think of the bands that would still be alive and able to play the show. Like, hypothetically, you know, I'd love to see Johnny Cash, you know.
Oh, that'd be great, yeah.
Right, but ain't going to happen. But if you could pick acts that were still here and the possibility. So I went with my first band would be Seven Dust. I'm a huge fan of Seven Dust, all their albums. I've been a huge fan for a long time. They put on a great show.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen them headline, so for an opening band, it'd be killer. From there, I would go into Clutch, and I would definitely have them go through probably at least 2 of their albums that I could pick from songs. Clutch is one of my favorite bands. And then for the third band, I would pull in Rage Against the Machine.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Because that's the one band that I never got to see live. I saw Prophets of Rage, which was 3/4 of Rage Against the Machine, but it wasn't Rage Against the Machine. So that would be my third band. And then I would go into my favorite band of all time would be the Deftones.
Yeah.
They're going to play fourth
Okay.
because I really love them, but the fifth band is hard to argue with live, and my headliner would be the Foo Fighters.
Ooh, yeah, that's tough to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I might even pull like 10 minutes from each other band just to give the Foo Fighters more time because they got so many good songs, you know.
Oh, yeah. They put
And
on
I'm a
a
huge
show.
fan of Deftones, but the Foo Fighters...
So it's any band current?
Well,
Like
no,
still
you
alive?
can pick whoever you want. Me, personally,
Yeah.
I chose bands that could possibly do the show. Like Rage Against the Machine would be the only stretch because they're not a band anymore. But the other 4 bands that I mentioned, they're all bands. They all still tour and do their thing.
True.
That's just me. I'm a realistic kind of guy.
My lineup would be a little weird.
Well, and that's the point of the question, right? Because,
Yeah.
I mean, festivals, they get weird.
It's true.
So you never know. But you hit the lotto, right? You got $100 million.
That's true.
So you can buy a field and a stage and get the 5 or I mean, you can go up to 10 if you want, if you're doing a whole day. But I just started with 5. I thought that would be a good number. So, yeah, that would be my lineup.
So I wrote one.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay. You wrote that quick.
I did. I took one retraction off there and swapped it out.
Oh, okay.
So I'd have the Beach Boys open.
Okay.
Dig the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
Oh, we're making another retraction.
Can you guys hear this pen click? He's getting into it.
It's a lot of thought that goes. You're like, oh,
yeah,
damn.
you
You're
didn't
like,
have to
no.
answer it now. That's
Well,
why not
I'm
why I
doing
brought
it.
it up. I just wanted to answer mine because I've put a couple days, thought of it into it.
All right, so we got the Beach Boys.
Okay,
Then we would have Dropkick Murphys.
that was the one I left off.
Well, come to my show.
Yeah, there we go.
Next up, we'd have the Ramones.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one there.
Fourth, we'd have System of a Down because out of all the bands I've ever went to see, they put on the best show.
Yeah, they did.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they did. We saw them with the Deftones.
We did.
Yeah, that was a great show.
That was. The Deftones get an honorable mention here, but the System of a Down just
They
trounced
stole
them.
it. God, stole that show. That was an amazing concert.
That was great. And then to headline, wrap it all up, Pink Floyd.
Original Pink Floyd.
Original Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd's that was an interesting band there.
They run the table of late 60s, like poppy kind of stuff, all the way to like early 90s.
Yeah. Did you ever do the Dark Side of the Moon and Wizard of Oz?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yes, I
weird,
did.
ain't it?
It's pretty shocking how well it lines up, especially in the beginning.
Yeah. You think they did that on purpose?
If they did, kudos to them, because that took
Absolutely.
a fucking lot to put a whole album. Like, all right, we got to sync up every fucking song.
That must have been some damn good acid.
I think that's the problem with music now. It's just everyone's not on drugs,
Oh, no, they are.
but not the right ones.
No.
no.
Now it's Xanax and
Yeah,
Tide Pods.
They're on the fucking Tide Pods.
I think Tide Pods, like, just
they
defines,
ruin music.
defines rap music nowadays. There's a bunch of kids that ate Tide Pods and survived.
Oh, God. But I think like more people should start doing acid and more mind expanding instead of the downers. And
Yeah, for sure.
I'm on Zoloft.
Yeah.
Fucking tripping balls.
Took 6 Ritalin this afternoon.
Feeling good.
I'll tell you this. I don't do them, but I'm pro mushrooms. I think there's something going on there that, the human brain just there's something there. I mean, medical studies, there's people in facilities that are doing mushrooms, DMT.
DMT, I've heard a lot about it.
DMT is like the closest thing you can get to like the truth from what people say.
From accounts that I've heard about or seen on YouTube of people like, I've taken it and...
Yeah, it's unexplainable.
Yeah.
For the most part. Like, people don't have words.
They explain how they feel after the fact.
Yeah.
Like, from what they've seen and experienced while on it. I know what I have to do.
Yeah.
It's like they find purpose.
It taps into something that you got going on already in your head.
Yeah.
And
connects those dots.
There's some people out there doing some good research on it.
That'd be interesting to read about.
I could turn you on to a couple, not right off the top of my head, but I've watched it just on Joe Rogan's podcast alone. He's had 2 or 3 different people where that's what they
There's a
talked about.
documentary about DMT that Rogan actually narrates, I believe.
Yeah, he's into that scenario, so kudos to him. I don't think I'm going to play along, but... All right, so on that note, we're going to wrap things up for this evening.
Interesting stuff tonight.
I think we covered some pretty cool things.
Jumped around
quite a bit.
Went back to the future.
We back to the future, man. All we're missing is the flux capacitor, and we're gonna make it happen. Oh wait! I've got one.
Oh, how handy!
So yes, thank you very much for tuning back in with us.
Always a pleasure.
And we will be here next week.